I'm Melissa Mays. I am with What Are You Fighting For in Flint Rising here in Flint, Michigan.
And one of the top activists. You're being modest here. One of the top fighters for Flint. So what did it mean to the people of Flint to have Bernie Sanders come out tonight to do this town hall?
It was awesome because, one, we didn't get skipped over, which is great, but it wasn't a huge, giant, like, here they are up here, you can't be near them, you can't talk to them. And the fact that there were actually, there was Flint residents up here fighting and actually talking about Flint and Detroit issues because we're so linked, I think that means a lot. And he got to listen again from us. And that's been what most of his meetings when he does come to Flint, it's him listening to us and then trying to, because we met with him, I think 2 years ago to talk about infrastructure. And he was unaware of how bad things were because, there's such a media bubble, except for you guys, around what's happening to Flint. That's why it's been allowed to go on for 2,143 days, because people think that we're all fine. Literally, as I'm posting on Facebook, people are like, Flint has clean water. I'm like, from where? So, no, I hate to, tell you this, but yeah, no. So it means a lot, especially since he's literally the only candidate that's addressing the crumbling infrastructure. And by putting an infrastructure bill forth, it's not just roads and bridges. It's actually our drinking water infrastructure, because kind of important.
Yeah, we're coming up here. A lot of people don't realize on the 6th anniversary, it will be in April, of the water switch. Flint still doesn't have clean water. Kind of drive that point home for people who are sitting there thinking, oh, Flint's fine. Obama drank that water.
So Flint's been failed. I'm going to look at you. Flint has been failed on both sides of the aisle. One thing that bothers me is, it's a lot of the liberal white people saying, well, the best you can do is hope for incremental change. Just little changes. Well, let me tell you, Flint's been dealing with your incremental changes, which means no changes, nothing for us anyway, for 2,143 days. We have been patient. We have been civil, because I've been told that we have to be civil. We have to be civil. Don't attack other people. Don't disagree with them. Just sit there and take your poisoning and be quiet. And these are from supposed Democrats. We have a lot of Republicans that are like, chug your poison water, it's your fault. So at least they're clear on where they stand. So we still don't. We still do not have, the lawsuit that I'm part of forced the state to replace our lead and galvanized steel service lines. We still have damaged water mains that feed to those service lines. And then the interior of our homes, nobody's touching that. So we sued under the Safe Drinking Water Act, and the only thing it covers is the clean straw leading up to the house, and we had to fight. We are still fighting. It's still not done. So no, we do not. Even after we had our city side replaced, that was a lead pipe, our water was still 2.5 times the maximum contaminant level. Should that be it? No. But as long as you still have destroyed distribution system and then a destroyed interior plumbing, no, it's not okay. We still don't have health care for our adults. And the children, as soon as they turn 21, get dropped off the Flint Water Medicaid expansion, which hopefully gets renewed, because at least that's something. But also, then on top of it, personally, we have been working very hard. I have been watching my credit, making all my bills, payment on time, all this great stuff, to get my credit score where it needs to be so I can refinance the house and get some money out to actually replace the interior plumbing, because I can't wait on, we had like this mold growth, like spores growing in our toilet 2 days ago. I'm like, that's disgusting. And so, and you guys have been to my house, it's not, the water smells terrible. But that aside, today I got an email saying that my credit score got punched 16 points down. Would you like to know why? Because my student loans that I pay on time and have paid on time 100% since the beginning in my income-based repayment plan, but which for our family is, mine is $389, and then my husband's is $183. So we're paying, upwards of $600 a month for this income-based repayment plan isn't enough to keep up with interest rates. So all of my balances of my student loans went up, even though I have not missed one single payment since I graduated college years ago, that the actual balances went up. So it hit my credit score 16 points. And I got that email today, and I'm like, we need this man. Not that I want to get away with something for free, but because I've been paying almost $600 a month based on my income, and that's the plan they said I can afford, which I can't, by the way. 2 jobs, all that great stuff. And on top of it, I'm paying $534 a month for health insurance, and that doesn't include co-payments, all that stuff. So it's crushing for working people. It's crushing for the poor. The fact that they're trying to take away Social Security, they're trying to take away Medicare and Medicaid, it's the only way that a lot of us in Flint actually survive. It's inhumane. And then on top of it, we have, policies coming out from people wanting to move up the political ladder that basically our governor said that she's not going to put a stay on water shutoffs, which how do you prevent how do you fight back against like the largest hepatitis A outbreak, which is happening in Detroit and Flint area.
Your governor, who, by the way, Gretchen Whitmer, just endorsed Joe Biden.
She's actually a co-chair of Joe Biden's campaign, so maybe somebody should think about this because she just said she's not going to stop the water shutoffs. However, everybody make sure you wash your hands to prevent further spreading hepatitis A and coronavirus, a pandemic. So basically, profit over people once again, because we pay the highest rates in the United States, 8 times the national average, for water we can't safely drink without either bottled water or some kind of fancy filters because the tap ones aren't great. But yeah, we can't wash our hands if you don't have water now. Is that true? So it's basically the poor and poisoned. Hurry up and die faster.
Well, talk a little bit about that. I don't think a lot of people at home realize the fact that lead, it wasn't just the immediate effects of lead. It builds and it builds and it builds, and the health gets worse and worse and worse. Speak on that.
Well, it's not like you drink lead and you're immediately like, that's it, that's what's happening. Even Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha came out and said, we may not know the full effects of lead on these children. That's if they stopped drinking the water when everybody, it busted out that there was a problem for 5 years or longer. And that lead is stored in your organs and your bones. So for the rest of your life, if you are in trauma, if you are sick, if you're giving birth, the lead can actually be re-released into your system and you're re-poisoned all over again. It is a lifetime problem. And of course, as the lead comes in and builds up in your body, it does more and more damage. We actually have to put our kids through a second round of intensive physical therapy. And also 2 of my sons now have, I guess, asthma to where they have to take breathing treatments because it's not just lead. We've got the disinfection byproducts, those chemicals that smell so strongly, plus bacteria, plus God knows what else, because they refuse to fully test our water. And so we're trying to figure out how we can fight back against it, against these long-term permanent health issues. And again, they're only talking about children under the age of 6. The seniors, the adults, the parents that are supposed to be able to try to take care of our poison kids, my teenage sons, nobody seems to care about. So here we are, and now our 21-year-old son has no health insurance because he's aged out of the Flint Water Medicaid expansion. So now I have got to figure out how to pay his insurance because he has endocrine system problems and takes medication. I need to know he's okay and can see the doctor if he gets sick while he's in college. So it's one thing after another. I mean, we pay the highest rates in the United States, $200 to $300 a month on average, depending on the household. And then, we're dealing with nobody helping us with the destroyed pipes in our house or the water heater, dishwasher, washing machine, all the things that water ate and contaminated. And then no health care, no help with prescription medications, no help with specialists, and I mean, this is the greatest country in the world supposedly, and yet our poor and poisoned are continued to be allowed to be poor and poisoned. And then you stack on, here's your student loan debt because you tried to better your life. Oh, and then here's poisoning, so good luck working. And then, oh, nope, we're going to take away your disability. Nope, we're going to take this away. We're going to make it harder, as Joe Biden had said about making it harder to qualify for disability. I mean, it's just too much. So, and for people to say, just wait it out. I'm 41, man, and I don't know, with all the health problems I've got, how long am I going to live? How long do I have to try to survive and scrape by and fight for every little thing until I get to see this incremental change that everybody keeps talking about? Because it's not right. And the fact that people can go to bed at night being okay with human beings in this country suffering so much, that are innocent and fighting and trying to do what they can to survive, is disgusting. And they should be ashamed of themselves to say, hey, I see that you're laying down there and you're bleeding on the floor. Here's a little Band-Aid for that gaping wound. I'll come back maybe in a few years and give you some, antibiotics. We'll see what happens if you still have a leg or whatever. That's horrific. So this is the only hope I feel personally that we have to see any kind of actual change. And I get it. It's not going to happen overnight, but at least it'll happen.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.